3.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Beer with the Boys. I'm your host, the captain speaking, the butcher, the enforcer, and the underboss in the building. We ain't gonna keep this a long episode because the old man of the group got to go take care of the old man business. Yeah, we throw your ass on the bus. Shut your ass up. Don't say nothing. So
wow.
Over here fucking rushing us, bro. But
violence
today, but you know,
violence.
The old man gotta get his medicine tomorrow. But hey, today we got some interesting topics. Stuff has been going on in WWE, but we're gonna put that in the back burner for right now, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about this in the past, and we're gonna bring it back up again because the landscape of tag team wrestling has changed. So we're gonna revisit an old topic we talked about. We're gonna be talking about who are some of the greatest tag teams of this era.
Like I said, been saying since it happened, you don't have to put them at number one, but the Revival has to be in the conversation of greats right now.
Yes.
You would like I talked to Drew the other night. He said he don't put the Revival in this top. They're not in the high end on his 5, but they're in his conversation. Right now, you ain't got to put them at number one, but you got to put them in the conversation as the greatest of this era right now.
Now you have to because of what they have been establishing ever since. I don't want to say ever since they left WWE, they were trying to establish it when they were in black and gold. And when we say black and gold, we mean NXT in the good era. But they were trying to, bring that style into WWE, but it never really worked out as well as they wanted to. I don't want to say it took them leaving. It took them being themselves and who they are for them to people to really get attached to the fact of, oh, this is what old school rough and tough tag team wrestling is in this modern era.
Right.
They remind me of Arn Anderson and Teddy Blanchard. That's what they remind me of together.
Right. And Drew actually I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because they was just like, fuck it, we don't go do what the hell we want, when we want, and you can't do nothing about it.
Hey, Tony.
Yo.
What does FTR stand for?
You know what FTR stands for.
Y'all know it's that. Okay, so hang on, y'all. So Joffrey, me and Joffrey, we butt heads a lot. We go at each other's neck. And it's not one of these things we go head on about is FTR. So Joffrey, go ahead. The floor is yours, man. Tell us why you feel FTR is not to that standard.
I just don't like it. That's it.
Look, by the way, this is the same guy that said, I don't like FTR. I don't like the Young Bucks. Most teams that you would say top 5, he like, I don't like them.
well, first of all, I don't like Generation Me at all. I don't like the frilly pants. I don't like the tassels. I don't like none of that. I don't like that all they do is kick. I'm good on that. Sorry. I don't like the Revival because they just dickheads. I don't like it. That's it. I didn't like them when they came to WWE. They bumping their gums. I ain't like them little too short stumps then. I don't like them 2 little short stumps now. Yeah, they definitely old schools. They got on the 4 Horsemen's drawers and the 4 Horsemen's boots. And I'm not a fan. Now, I will not put them in the top 5. Okay. But personally, I just don't like them. It's got nothing to do with the in-ring ability. It has nothing to do with all the champions they've had over all these different companies. I respect it. I respect the work. I just don't like them.
All right,
but hang on, Cap. There is a tag team that he does like, and I think that's another tag team that I will honestly say I forgot about until he brought the video evidence back up on why they are in the discussion of good tag teams.
I gotta hear this.
The Toothless Boys. You talking about the Toothless Boys? Boy, look at blood, bro. You were talking about them, bro. And they wrestle them again in like what? What was it, like a month from now? They wrestle them again?
It should be Death Before Dishonor.
Yeah, it's Death Before Dishonor.
Yeah.
Yep.
The boys, the Briscoes.
By the way, we are talking about the Briscoes. That is Jay and Mark Briscoe, the former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. As you know, FTR are the current ones. Why do we feel that those two should be in that discussion of greatest of all time? Why do we feel that the Briscoes need to be in that discussion?
I'll go first. With the Briscoes, I feel like if we go in top 5, they gotta be 3 or 4. Only because if I'm basing off how I base it, going everywhere, They never did it in WWE, but they did it everywhere else. But they did try to go to WWE, but they didn't accept them. They didn't look the part. So like you try, but you got denied. But you get a little leeway with me. Like, all right, cool. You try, but
which is cap, by the way. Not looking the part is cap, but move forward.
Hey,
well, let's be honest here. Back in that era, like early Ring of Honor, let's look at early Ring of Honor into what WWE was like in 2006.
The PG era.
And let's be honest with ourselves.
Excuse me, I apologize. It wasn't a PG, it was the beginning.
That was like
of the PG.
It was the tail end of Ruthless Aggression because that was when Batista was champion. So at that time, they were still looking for like the big muscular people.
Yeah. And so again, you got skinny ass Mark and Jay with fucked up teeth and dreadlocks. You really think that
they're not even skinny though? They're not even skinny.
But they went to WWE standard. They went WWE.
Okay, yeah, okay. Basically, what we call it, what Skip and Shannon call it, the NBA body. So they didn't have the NBA body at the time, but they got it now.
Yes,
I got you.
So,
I got you.
At this point, it doesn't matter now.
No.
Meanwhile, during that time, where was he at on the New Japan scene?
New Japan, Indies.
Nigga, I don't know.
And it's
titles
like with the Briscoes, they gotta be in that. Three of you, like I said, we doing top 5. They 3-4, but it's like now that I look at with the Briscoes.
Now, are we talking about when we say 3-4? Are we counting that that in-ring ability, or we're gonna put in their promo skills or how they can sell a match?
I think the promo skills.
Everything needs to be involved if you're gonna talk about. In my opinion, we're talking about top 5 top 5 of this era. Across the board.
Okay.
I say if they're across
and that means promo skills, in-ring skills, sellability, all that stuff. You can't all that stuff. So
right now we're sitting with FTR Briscoes. Those are 2 that I will put in the head. If I had to put another team in yes, I would say the Young Bucks because they're doing the best that they can to help elevate other tag teams and help them get noticed.
But the toughest part of this whole thing is the number 1 spot because it's either because based off how I say, going off how I rank them, it's tough because it's either going to be the Good Brothers or FTR.
Yeah, that's a very true statement because if you're talking about like GOAT status, you have to have been in every company for real, and really won championships. And those are really the only 2 that I can think of off the top of my head that have gone company and taken a belt.
The only thing that the Good Brothers have, which is kind of interesting, the only thing the Good Brothers have over FTR are the Impact Tag Team titles. But
and the only thing
in return, the Good Brothers, the only thing FTR have against the Good Brothers are the AAA titles.
Man, in NXT.
NXT, AAA, and the AEW Tag Team title.
No, the Good Brothers, they didn't have Ring of Honor. Right.
No, they didn't need Ring of Honor?
They didn't.
No. They did not. That's what I'm saying about too.
So it's based off of title wins.
So automatically FTR goes on top. FTR goes on top automatically.
But okay, titles, okay.
But
Briscoe have got a lot of those titles except for the WWE title.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we talked about this.
Go ahead.
You can win the title.
This is to like the viewers out there. Just letting y'all know, this is so damn subjective. I have to give that disclaimer out here now. Because there's going to be somebody in the comments like, oh, a titles don't mean everything. Subjective. Shut the fuck up.
But see,
I was about to say,
they definitely mean everything. Because you can be nice and not get a title, and therefore you're not on the list.
That's what I'm saying.
If you win a title and don't do diddly squat do with it, it's irrelevant to me. If you win a title and you going around beating team after team after team with a longevity behind it, then I'll start looking at it and be like, okay, this title means something and this reign means something.
I'm gonna give an example for this.
Go ahead, brother.
Think about when Kofi and Evan Bourne won the tag titles. What did they do with
it? Why would you even count that?
No, it's an example. Because Bryce said this.
And when you say Kofi Evan Bourne, I hear John Cena and Shawn Michaels. Why are we even counting that?
No, it's the
respectfully. Go ahead.
It's the reason why
ahead.
I'm saying that, because what Bryce said, I'm going off what Bryce said. It's about what if you have a title but don't do nothing with it, what does it really mean? For example, Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston. What did they do?
I think it's just counted the accolade because
But
hold on, John.
Have an accolade, but how important that? But it's also the importance.
Let's put it this way for the people in the chat in the comment section. Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston didn't do shit. Kofi Kingston with Woods / Big E did shit.
Yeah,
because I'm about to say this. Look at the rivalry they put on with the Usos. Yep. You see how everybody looked at the tag title at that moment? Everybody was eyes. When you heard that,
now, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Joff.
We got to look at
Joff. The floor is yours.
Joffrey looked like an old nigga.
He looked like that one dude on the porch, just looking like.
Yeah, because the reason I'm looking like that is because Vontae is saying something that just doesn't matter. No, but no, do not bring Evan and Kofi as a tag team for any example ever again.
No,
listen. If we're talking about top 5, top 10 tag teams, we're talking legitimate tag teams. I'm talking about you've been doing this together. Y'all got the same in-ring clothes on. Like, come on, bro. Don't ever mention those two together again. No. Kofi, the trio of New Day. Well, which one you put it together, which I still don't appreciate how. I don't know why my hands started doing that, but
we were talking about the Good Brothers and FTR.
To be honest with you, from my opinion, so right now, from my perspective,
we got FTR on the Young Bucks. I can't put. No, but hang on. We'll talk. Hang on. We'll come to the Young Bucks later. Do you want to put as a WWE representative? Do you want to put the Usos in New Day? The way you can continue to talk.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Okay, go ahead.
Number one, I don't like the tag team trio that is the New Day because I feel like they got 12 titles between the three of them. They got 12 tag titles between the three of them. No. How many did Kofi and Biggie get? How many did Kofi and Woods get? How many did Woods and Biggie get? And then we bring them numbers back down, bro. That's like I'm not with the three man. Every once in a while, somebody's wearing a different title. Who actually won the titles? It wasn't like Kofi and Woods would get the title, but why Biggie got it around his belt, around his waist? Biggie didn't win that title. Now, with that being said, these guys did nothing else on any other brand company. So that with them and the Usos, I bring them back a little bit because they're in their own bubble. And I'm not saying they're not top 5 or top 10. I'm just saying until we get the guys out the way that have done it on multiple companies, platforms, then until they're out the way, then I bring in the Usos. Then I bring in the New Day, and I'll bring in New Day before the Usos. Because the New Day have more titles than the Usos. But the asterisk is the new Usos. But the asterisk is there's 3 of them. That's the asterisk. Yeah. That's the Barry Bonds asterisk. There's 3 of them. How do you mark that?
I was about to say something about that because that's pretty much the Freebird rule. That's what that is. That's all that is.
Here's my issue.
I don't like that rule. Me personally, I don't like that rule because
I think the rule came about back in the day is when one of them got injured.
Oh, so the other got injured.
No. Freebirds. I forgot who got injured, and they came back. They're like, "Well, we have a 3-man team. Just let him defend it with the guy who already won it till the other guy gets back." And then they was like, "Well, you can interchange them because y'all all one team." I think that's how that came about.
So then. With that being said, there is another tag team that did cross my brain. I ain't seen them a hot minute.
The GOD.
No, we said GOD. Well, we're gonna get to them too.
I said GOD. The Lucha.Cio Miedo. The Lucha Brothers.
3MB?
No, nigga.
That's zero fear.
Get out. No, kick him. Kick him. And he's talking about me about bringing up people. Don't ever bring that team up again.
That's all her
Don't
three
you
of
ever
me.
do that shit again.
You talking about? He's talking about every boy Kobe Keith. He's
Come
talking
on,
about.
TLB. Who ain't won nothing? They ain't win a damn thing. But the worst gimmick.
One
They
man
didn't win shit.
band, baby.
You gonna do what you? Oh, wait. He not gonna do is bring them up. That's what the fuck he not gonna do.
But no,
No, talk about me. At least the team I brought up won shit.
Listen. He's got kids, okay? That's all that matters. He's got kids.
Fuck them kids.
Exactly. By the way, going back on topic, Zero Metal, Ray Phoenix, Pentagon Jr. Listen,
They been
that's
everywhere.
one of the coldest, all fully blooded Mexican tag teams that is in this industry right now.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
they got
How many comes they won titles on?
AAA,
Okay.
AAA, TNA, AEW.
Yep.
But see,
And
here's the
if you want to
thing.
go that far, you can also say PWG.
definitely.
Is that PWG? Is that kind of like a developmental?
Basically, let me put it this way:
No, it's
PWG was what AEW was before I got on TV.
Yeah, it was in.
Got you. Okay.
My thing is,
all right, I can allow that.
before we move forward, I feel like the tag team thing is like it's so many things you got to think about, but to rank these because like yo, a lot of people they're like it's like Ghost stands like yo, Tom Brady, cold nigga got 7 rings. Like you gotta acknowledge the fact that Eddie's a good quarterback. What is that?
You got 8 rings.
Who got 8 rings?
Tom.
Yeah, I think
Tom only has 7 rings.
If you count the Hall of Fame ring, that counts 8. That makes 8.
Shut up.
This nigga.
Shut up.
Anyway.
Shut up, bro. I'm counting that.
So Tom Brady is
in all the game yet.
people look at accolades. So it ain't about how many.
My man really about to become the fucking the Mandarin, bro.
Hey, look, when it comes to wrestling, everything has to connect. Everything has to be. You gotta have the mic work. You gotta have the titles. You gotta go able to be the best. We can talk about the top 5 best in WWE history, but if you want to talk about worldwide, just around, when it comes like to a top 5, it's only 2. It's the Good Brothers and FTR. FTR and the Good Brothers, and that's it. And everybody else falls in line. I can't put.
And FTR is the only Grand Slam champions in this conversation.
So would you give them the number 1 spot based off that?
Yeah, they're the only Grand Slam champions. That's why I don't like them, but I cannot disrespect them as far as what they've done because they've got titles in pretty much every company that's of any type of relevancy. And so they're the only Grand Slams. The only ones behind them is probably the Good Brothers, but they haven't gotten an ROH.
But do you want to put God in that topic? Do you want to put them at like number 3?
God doesn't have any titles in WWE.
God is the honorable mention.
Okay.
They're not gonna get an honorable mention. They just lower on the totem pole. That's it.
Okay, so
like Tom, if we see these, we love you, bro. It's just
okay.
And
so
to be honest with you, to be honest with you,
talk to me.
Where else has God had titles besides?
No.
I was saying,
No, they had always
Japan.
titles.
That's it.
They had always titles, remember?
They had
New Japan
always
already.
titles.
That's right, because the Briscoes beat them for it.
Yeah.
Which is why they're lower on the totem pole.
Yeah, that's Thomas Time. Remember he threw the title.
Like, I got that but you understand where I'm coming from. You have to get the guys who have done work on every company out the way before you can start bringing in cats who've only got 3 companies, 2 companies, 1 company. You feel me I'm saying? Yeah. And then even with that, their actual in-ring ability, promotion skills, that may raise them back up a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's hard to judge.
Now,
that's
with that being said, do you guys feel that the tag teams of the new era, I'm talking like the Aussie Opens, the Street Profits, do you guys feel that these tag teams are heading in the right direction for their career and can eventually find themselves in the discussion of GOATs?
I can say with the Street Profits, they are a Grand Slam tag team in WWE. They won the NXT, SmackDown, and Raw tag titles.
Yes, they have.
So
No, they haven't.
Yes.
The switch.
That switch. No, that switch is not a win. That switch is just a switch. They've only won the Raw tag team titles, and they've only won the NXT. I don't give a daggone, bro. Everybody knows the truth, bro. No. It doesn't. No, listen.
We on time now.
It doesn't count because it was just a switch. Until they actually win the titles, I don't want to hear.
Well, here's the problem, Joffrey. The SmackDown titles don't exist no more. They're only unified titles.
No, them blue titles still. I understand. And listen, they're going to fight. They're going to go. No. I'm gonna get my. They are going to fight in Survivor Series. And if they get it, then we can have this conversation again. I'm done. I'm done talking. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say this. The Street Profits are going into that direction. They're all in the right direction. Because look at what they did at the last pay-per-view. That match was the best match we've probably seen this year within WWE.
I agree.
I'm about to say within WWE. WWE standards, yes.
Yes.
Right. Think about it. They had
not even in WWE standards. Not even WWE standards. No, listen, hear me out. Not even WWE. Not even, one of the best matches we've seen this year. That has this DQs in it. If you want to talk about no DQ matches, we can't have that conversation yet. But straight up 1, 2, 3 matches. That's been one of the best ones we've seen this year. I said one of, not the one of.
Okay, one of. Okay, this year.
This Zoom is
that type of match.
Hold on, wait. Come out. This Zoom only got 7 minutes left on this bitch, so we got to This Zoom only got 7 minutes left. The person account I'm using. They switched to the regular account. I only got 7 minutes on this bitch. So we got
It's gonna be a short episode. All right, let's talk about Vince McMahon.
No, it's not. You gonna hit the button again.
We're gonna talk with that. We're gonna talk to him later. But before we get cut off and get kicked off,
put your hand down, nigga.
No,
we need to talk about Vince.
This is gonna be up here for a good little minute.
You better tell Mr. Cesar to get his stuff together.
We run on time.
How do you guys feel about Vince contacting the women for their money, for their hush money?
I mean, put like this.
Listen,
I'm saying put like this. If it's nothing new, I'll say that. Because you gotta think about anybody in that position in a company like that will do the same exact thing.
We have not seen nobody this crazy do this shit before.
No, we've seen it on every movie that's got a CEO in it. What you talking about?
But watch this.
Let me say every movie. I ain't seen this shit in real life.
No, the only reason why it's so publicized now because of who it is. Think about what all the shit that business.
Think about something called Twitter.
Think about
everybody got to talk
about social media. Social media has changed the game for everybody.
Exactly.
Nobody keep nothing secret anymore.
Because watch this.
Social media, the cloud hacks, all that
shit. So think about this. Think about all the things that have happened in WWE history. Everything. Do you really think if social media was going on back then, like in the 90s, 80s, none of this shit would have been out before?
Nigga, it would have been out.
You know what I'm saying? It would have been out.
In the 80s?
80s
and 90s, yeah.
In all that shit would have been out by now. All that shit would have been out. We would have known that shit. It really took.
What we have?
Yes.
What we have?
If social media like we have.
Social media was around then. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we would have known about it.
Bill Cosby would have had the Cosby Show, the second Cosby Show, if all this stuff would have came
up. We don't talk about the second Cosby Show.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
All it takes is for one person to find something and blast that business.
And the cold part about this is it all came out because of the books came out. Some ain't adding up money wise, and they investigated. And some they start.
And then what happened?
Together, and they like, and what happened? And the thing
somebody
I'm hearing
something on the internet,
and allegedly I heard that whatever, I'm not sure. Bryce, I think I sent you the story. They saying like they think he's using WWE money And that's why they're like, yo.
So then, but then, like, this what goes back to how I feel about the ethics of your employee. You've been going around cutting motherfuckers left and right. Are you kind of like, and we all thought Vince was trying to lower the price of the product that way it can be bought by a bigger company. Now you're starting to sit here and think, are you cutting these people and getting this money? That way you can start covering your tracks and your trails of your mistresses.
Exactly. See, my thing is what I tell y'all a few weeks ago. Once one thing comes out, everything else comes out. And it's just full.
And that's why I said with social media now, all it takes is one thing, and that's it.
Yeah,
one thing.
Can we just say that a very former WWE employee was fucking stupid, was wild in the day?
Dude, they said he talked her into giving him some sloppy toppings.
Why you doing that? Why you do that?
Because I'm not taking my tongue out. You know what she did. You know what she did.
The worst WrestleMania moment ever.
That's what was in the story. And then he demoted her and fired her, if I'm not mistaken.
They didn't say it, but it's a strong possibility that he tried to get him and she won't trying to give him up. And she said, all right, well, bet. You'll never tie with Trish and get that 7th title. And as a matter of fact, you can carry your hind plus out of here too.
Skedaddle, motherfucker. But
here's the fucked up part. Now she can't tie with Trish. Goat Flair over here having the career of her life.
Goat Flair got 5 titles.
What you're not gonna do is disrespect Goat Flair.
Oh, what you're not gonna do is disrespect me by not letting me disrespect her.
You're not disrespecting Goat Flair, guy.
I'm saying this. We'll stay there for another day. Ladies and gentlemen.
No, the show's not over. We got
2 minutes left. We got 2 minutes.
And then you're gonna restart this sucker. Ain't no 10-minute show, bro. It's been 20 minutes.
But I would say this, like the Vince McMahon thing, I knew some shit was going to happen eventually because he was too quiet.
My thing is
quiet.
Yeah.
Here's something that makes me sad. Everybody here has something connected to WWE. We were fans of it. Me and Tony, we bounce. Jock Cavante, y'all still watch it.
Yep.
It's just hurt as a person that used to love that company.
Yeah.
To see it kind of implode on itself. I want to say implode.
You
seen the holes in it. You seen the faults now.
It's kind of like saying,
it's not that you see, but see, you're not seeing the faults. The faults was already there in your face. But during the time, even as kids, we didn't know what we were looking at. You saw all this man was running around with do-rag going saying, "What's up, my nigga?"
But that's what I'm saying. We've seen it. Like
in front of the
But no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like we see it as like we never knew it was there. We knew it was there, but it's like
I didn't understand when he did that. I didn't understand. I was like I don't know how old I was, but I didn't understand.
You were old already.
Nah, that was on national television. I wasn't old already. I was on national television. It was on national television. It was. So how are we supposed to know? We didn't know.
No.
Excuse me. Us young folks, we didn't understand. I didn't.
We didn't see anything wrong with it at the time. We just thought it was funny. But when you get older,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. We didn't see nothing wrong. It was like we just opened our eyes like, damn, that was a fuck.
And then you start thinking about this whole sex scandal kind of thing. You start looking back all the.
Hold on, guys. We're gonna pause it real quick. We're gonna come back because it's got a minute. All right, cool. We're gonna stop.